get a family day on Sunday. I'm very excited about that. We're doing lunch with my papa. That's always a delightful time. Oh no, a follow! Xeon Russia, thank you for the follow. And Shy, thank you for the follow earlier while I was not paying attention. I appreciate it very much. Once this rain passes, you should be able to go on a mountain bike, but and some knitting. Today is International Knit in Public Day, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's at least for the US. It was my understanding it was international. We will not be knitting in public. I thought with the stream title you were playing a game. Oh no. Did it not update? Oh no! It should be fixed. It didn't update. Let's look. Okay, there we go. Whew. Fixed. Thank you, Allcrafty. I appreciate that. Yes, we are spinning. Oh no, then the live notification went out. Ah, dang it. Oh well. I'm doing great today, Xeon. Call you Russia. Russia. Xeon. I can word today. We're doing good. I'm tired. I stayed up past my bedtime, hanging out with my husband. So it's another Blame Damien stream. But it was fun, so I can't blame him too much. You can't type you're tired, you're just in time. We're all tired here. This is the land of sipping coffee and hanging out. Anna! It's the X. The X throws me. I will just learn to word better. I'm playing the game of spinning. Playing the game of life. I have a bone to pick with who's the game Milton Parker? Is that the game company? So in the original Game of Life, which my grandmother had, in both versions you get told when you're having kids, and then you just pop another kid in the car. In the old version, even if your car was full, you just wedge them in, and there was a sassy line about like you do in real life. And they took that out. So now you can only have 4 kids in the back of your car. You can only have like a husband and a wife and 4 kids in your 6-car minivan. And I was like, well, no, give him another kid. And then at the end of the game, in the old version, you got to sell your kids back to the government for money, which was supposed to simulate the kiddo tax break. And you can't do that in the new game. You're just stuck with them. And I like the idea of being able to sell your kids back at the end. You woke up maybe 30 minutes ago. That's fair. Bash, it's called pre-drafting. So what we're doing is, so this portion of the fiber is straight from the braid, and it's kind of compact. So what we're doing is we're pulling it out, and we're putting some air back into it. It makes it very light and fluffy. It makes it much easier to spin. It's called pre-drafting. And what we're doing is we're just getting it ready to spin like butter. It makes it fluffier, it makes it less compact. It also thins it out a bit, which makes it easier to spin in general. It's just a way of making it a little easier. You've never seen spinning before? Heck yeah. Come on in. Oh no, I don't think I put the fiber tag on. No back seating for makers and crafting. Can you believe? All right, makers. Oh, Twitch. Fiber arts. Traditional art. Done. There we go. All right, now we're in a category. Amber Art Tart, good morning. No back seating for spinning. It's so the last stream we did, we played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So I had all those tags on there. And when I went into Twitch to update for the stream this morning, it did not update the stream title and whatnot accordingly. And of course, I was too tired to double check. You know, because I've done this a million times. What could possibly go wrong? And it kept all the tags. First playthrough for spinning. This is not my first playthrough. This isn't even my first playthrough for this braid. I'm gonna answer a lot of questions here in a hot second. First question, because I know you guys put a lot of questions in there, so let me catch up. Yarn first, then coffee meds was still unable, as still too unstable standing because things. That's fair. Chemman, don't forget your meds. Everyone, if you have meds, please make sure you're taking them. All right, here we go. Moving all of this. Ah! Finding the end. There's the end. All right. First of all, Damien, if you can put an exclamation mark wheel for me, W-H-E-E-L. If you guys want to see what I'm spinning on, it is a Woolmaker's Bliss. And if you click the link, you can see it because you guys are getting like a bird's eye angle of it if you want to see what it actually looks like in real time. So fiber oftentimes comes in a braid and it's all bundled up and it looks real cute. So we took apart the braid, we separated it into 4 parts. We've already done 2 of the plies for our 4-ply yarn. So what we're doing is we're doing hand spun socks from start to finish. So we have the wool, we are spinning it into yarn, and then we are knitting it into socks from start to finish so everyone can kind of see what the process is. You're gonna spin with me. Yes, all crafty, we're spinning today. Saturdays are going to always be crafty days. Socks, yes. So we're going to be making hand spun socks out of them at the end. We did the same thing last year. It was very, very fun. A double treadle Woolmaker's Bliss is quite a mouthful. Oddly enough, I have an easier time saying that than a lot of other things. Real fast, let me show you the socks we did last year. We did it as an experiment last summer and it was a lot of fun. So we're doing the same thing again this summer. I really should just have this saved, but I don't. Internet. Click at the thing. Lip boop. Lip boop. All right, here we go. You're gonna see a lot of kitties. I have 3 of them. That's the baby kitten. Baby cat. Perkins. Come here. Come here. She knows. She knows where the camera is. Oh, but she wants pets. You want pets? You gotta come over here. Here. Yeah, you're a butt. She knows this. She knows she's a butt. Hi to everybody. Oh, I just want face scratches, please. Which of these cats likes to show its butt on camera? My middle child, Pearl. So we have the dirty girl, D-U-R-D-Y, who usually takes residence in that cat trap back there, which is why we have that box. We have Pearl, P-U-R-R-L, who's my baby girl, who often likes to sit on the desk. And then we have Perkins, who is the baby cat currently rolling around in my bowl. Getting your toe stuck in it. It is a good thing this cat is so stinking cute. Saved her many a time. What are you even doing down there? I have never seen her do this before. The middle cat does this all the time. Perkins, what you doing? We're just a Prime Cat streamer. You have a 13-year-old black kitty named Robin, a soot sprite, and a 7-month-old Samoyed puppy named Luna. Oh. The cat is trying to help you, adding air to the fabric. If I didn't think I would find some gross slobbery spots in there, I would say you're probably right. Pearl likes to groom it, so then every once in a while I'll get like a slobber spot, and I'm like, thanks, cat. Perkins, are you just the cutest thing that ever catted? I'm gonna take a bath while wearing the wool. Are you done? Are you still rolling around? Yeah, Tom. I want it. You have wool stuck to your toes. Oh. Drags it all off screen. Oh, Tuna. Maybe I should name a cat Tuna. That would be hilarious. At your dad's, you have 3 dogs, a purebred German Shepherd named Nero, a chocolate lab named Riley. The youngest is a mix named Warner. Oh. I was a dog person growing up. My parents had always had dachshunds, and are part of the Dachshund Rescue Agency of Florida. But my boyfriend at the time had the dirty cat, my step kitty. And then we live a very cat lifestyle, and we live in a townhouse, so we don't have a yard. You have the zoomies? Zoomies have kicked in. All right. Enough of this nonsense. Is your cat reacting to smell? Probably. They both like the smell of wool. The baby cat and my cat, who both roll around in the wool regularly, like the smell of the wool. They also like the smell of wool wash. So like right after I wash my socks, they love rolling around in them. Just recently had to give away our very floofy cat named Fluffy because she's having behavioral issues. Yeah, unfortunately, because pets have such a good personality, unfortunately, the personality doesn't always match the situation. So I get it. It's a real big bummer, but it happens. But it's most important to make sure the pet has what they need. All right, so I'm going back. I skipped a ton of questions. Hang on, lies. Let me show off the socks from last year, and then I'm gonna start spinning while I go back and answer all the questions. There it is. Bash, I did not forget your question. Multiple questions actually. All right, here we go. So this is what we spun last year. So last year I didn't spin it from a braid. I had a bunch of leftover odds and ends, but they were all jewel toned. So we spun them into 4 plies. Oh no, that's the wrong direction. There we go. And then we spun them into 4 singles, and then we plied them together into yarn. And then because they were all scrappy odds and ends, they had different colors at different points. But all together, the effect was quite lovely. So then we knit them into socks. So the toes and the heels were store-bought mini skein. But the rest of it is all hand spun. So we knit 1 sock out. So we'll probably be doing the same thing for this. Well, maybe not. This one will have a little more yarn, so we might not have to do the same thing. So I round it into a center pole cake. So we knit the first sock out of the center piece, and then we knit the second sock out of the outside end piece. And basically, so both socks could meet in the middle, so I knew they would be exactly the same length and that we wouldn't waste a single inch of yarn. Because I wanted to make sure I used it all up. So we knit the first sock up, and because you can only get this barber poling from hand spun or very specialty mill spun, that's what gives it this really cool marled effect. So we knit the first sock up to just past the heel. And then we went back and we knit the second sock again. So because I want to make sure they were both going to be exactly the same length. So it did mean that they're not the exact same color. But you could definitely tell that they're a pair once you got going and you could see how similar they were. So then at that point I would knit, a couple rows on one sock, a couple rows on one sock and a couple rows on the other, again, to make sure they were the exact same length, and we used all of the yarn possible because I didn't want to waste it. And then that's our finished piece. And that's my middle child's Pearl with her toes, because I couldn't get the cat to get out of the picture when I was trying to take a picture of it. And now this picture is one of my absolute favorites. She was also showing off her socks. Her cat feet socks. All right, so that is what we're doing. So, same deal. But these should turn out completely different because the colors are different. They're not scrappy socks. They're all the same coloring. The other socks you could see had like probably 7 or 8 different colors, which then had multiple variations and mixes. This one only has 3 colors. It only has the mint, the pink, and the purple. So it should be a really cool effect, but we'll see how it goes. So let me go ahead and get this started. If you guys have more questions, please ask them. Let me get this started and then get going. I'm gonna turn the tension up so it pulls the yarn in. I'm gonna twist the leader so it has plenty of twist in it for when we start. The tension down so it's not yanking it out of my hand. And keep the tension high until I see that this pink has started on the bobbin. I know that it's taken. So there we go. So now we have our pink on the bobbin. So now I can turn the tension way down because I don't want the wheel to pull since we are spinning this so finely. But I do want it to have a bit of tension so there's not slack. So when it comes to spinning, tension's always the hardest part, switching from a spindle to a wheel. All right, let's go back. Let's see. Does Damien have no next day ill side effects from the spicy sucker? Not from the sucker. He did from there were like capsaicin coated peanuts. Those did not go over well. But I think it was the chemical they used to bind it all together. It was not cute. The sucker seems to be okay, apart from the burning in his mouth. Let's see. And then I think the other question was Bash's, how do I learn all this? So Bash, when I first started, it's all because of Twitch. So I saw folks like Yarn Crafter's Corner. Specifically, I saw a girl named Liz. She is Freckled Fiberworks, although she's currently taking a break from streaming because of her job. Lemming, good morning! You did make it. But they were spinning on stream, and I was like, that's so interesting. Like, I've never seen this before. People still do this? Is this a thing? So I was very interested. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get the mic. There we go. So I was very interested and I was like, what the heck is this? And I was astounded by it. And so I started doing all the YouTubes and doing some research and whatnot. Cardinal Creations, thank you for the host. Sturgis, good morning, my dude. I'm gonna read your messages here in just a minute. So I started out with a drop spindle. I started out with a Turkish spindle. At some point, I will find some fluff to spin up on the spindle on stream so you guys can see it in action. It is very, normally you do it kind of standing up. I used to do it at like the kitchen bar stool where it was really high. So it's kind of hard to stream. But I got a drop spindle and I tried it out to see if I liked it, and I became further and further amazed by it. And I really liked it. I loved the effect. I thought it was so much fun. I loved that you could make completely custom yarn. Which is the main benefit of spinning your own yarn. You can make it exactly how you want it. Based upon how we broke this braid up, could have made our yarn come out like a half dozen different ways. So the whole kind of playing around with color theory really intrigued me. I liked the idea of all of it. It was very fun. It's very relaxing, spinning. I love it. I do it in the evenings right before bed. Damien makes fun of me because I'm like, I'm just gonna finish this last bit of fluff. Which is the equivalent of saying one more chapter. Also, for those of you who don't know, Damien's Gaming is my husband. Which is why I talk about him so much. I see his face every day. I'm not stalking him. I put a ring on it. Legally, it's okay now. So I loved doing the Turkish spindle. My very first, and I got a lot of like sampler packs to try spinning different fibers. And then I got like a lot of like odds and ends bits of fluff with different colors to practice. And that was really fun. And really the thing that made me switch from a spindle to a wheel was that I could only make so many plies, and I really wanted to make 4-ply sock yarn was the ultimate goal. Taking the kids garage sailing. Wish me luck. Bye, Cardinal Creations. Good luck indeed. Double good luck. Good luck at the garage sale. Good luck with the kids. Shro, hello. Give them a budget. That's a good idea. Sturgis, I have not forgotten you. I'm coming back. I think yours is going to be a conversation, and I want to give you proper time. So really the thing was is I could only do so many plies with the spindle. I was limited by how much I could put on the spindle at one time, and what I really wanted to do was make 100-gram sock yarn skeins. So eventually I switched to the wheel. I love spinning on the wheel. Some people don't. Some people prefer the spindle, and that's fine too. The spindle is definitely portable. But I enjoy the wheel very much. And then it does let me, one, work on multiple projects at a time, which I couldn't do on the spindle. And then two, lets me have much finer yarn. The foot motion looks so relaxing. Sergeant Pike called it the human equivalent of cats making biscuits. And now I cannot unsee it when I think about it. So I got my wheel in January of 2018. And have been going ever since. So I was on the spindle for about a year. And then I got my wheel. So this is kind of like the IKEA of spinning wheels. Most wheels are solid wood, and this is like a pressed wood. It's also kind of compact compared to a lot of wheels. But it's a Scotch tension, which I love. One of the streamers that I watched, Freckled Fiberworks, and Damien, can you do exclamation mark? Can you do a shout out for Freckled Fiberworks? Which I highly recommend you check out. She is the sweetest person, just as sassy, does all the things, is delightful. But I got this wheel because it was a budget wheel. Thank you, Damien. Someone that I knew had it in case I had questions, in case I was panicking. And then it has a built-in Lazy Kate to it. So I could ply directly off the wheel. I didn't need to get more things for it, which was a big selling point for me. But eventually I will upgrade to a fancy solid wood wheel. But this is also nice because I didn't know really how I would spin with two free hands. We don't have a local yarn shop nearby, and the closest yarn shops do not really do a lot of spinning classes and whatnot. So I learned everything off of YouTube videos, and watching other streamers, and then more and more spinners have been showing up on Twitch, which has been delightful, because it's always fun to watch the process of how people spin. So that's really great. And then it's just kind of figuring out what feels comfortable, what works best for you. There are a couple books about color theory, specifically when it comes to spinning, with like how to break up the colors, and how if you break it up this way, you'll get this kind of yarn, and you break it up this way, you'll get this kind of yarn, and how the way that you ply the yarn also affects the colors. So you could spin it, but depending upon how you ply it, that even further changes how it'll look. So all this absolutely fascinated me. And I loved it. And now I'm hooked, and now I'm trying to enable all of you. Let's see. Lemming, good morning again. Cool socks, thank you. These are so these are the Ambrosia socks. Is the pattern by Ann Budd. My camera does not like how crazy these socks look. But the best part is they're micro striping. So they just look bananas. Even as a vanilla sock. It is by Cornbread and Honey on Etsy. And I want to say this is her colorway, like Women Are Daring. She did a whole series on like women are kind and women are courageous and women are daring, and I was hooked. Sturgis, good morning. How's your favorite spinner? I'm doing all right, my dude. I'm tired. I'm desperately trying to stay focused today, which is not a thing I normally do. Haven't been around much. Trying to take a little Twitch holiday for mental wellness. That is not a problem. Too much screen time. I was actually having that same thought last night. For me, um, I definitely need to try and limit my screen time now that I'm sitting in one place for most of my day. Before I had essentially an hour and a half to 2 hour break where I had to drive an hour downtown and drive an hour home. But now I'm working from home, which is amazing. And I'm back at my favorite job. And I love it so much. And it's doing so much for me. But now I'm sitting at the same desk all day because I have my personal computer here. And I usually have Twitch up during the workday. And then literally on the other side of my desk here, because I have an L desk, is my work computer. And then last night I was hanging out with Damien on the PC, spinning, but more screen time. So yeah, screen time is definitely a concern. So I get it, my dude. I hope you were doing well. Sarah, I hope you're doing well. And you must be spinning unicorn hair. It is. Is this colorway doesn't have a name, but it definitely looks like unicorn tears, unicorn hair, mermaid tears, that whole delightful and like aesthetic. And then of course I realized it matches my stream aesthetic because those are all the colors I have in my stream. I don't know if you can tell, I'm drawn to minty teal and purple, and there is more and more mint and purple showing up in my life, and I'm not mad about it. I'm just collecting a theme at this point. I just joined the Discord. Heck yeah. You guys are all welcome to join the Discord, by the way. There's a link down below in the doobly-doo, and it'll pop up in chat occasionally. Or you can do !Discord if you want to get there faster. Yes, I'm actually playing a game of D&D tonight. Not on stream. We don't stream it. This game at least. But this has been our ongoing game with some IRL friends. And we are massive Critical Role fans. Massive. I am still behind. I haven't watched the season 2 finale. No spoilers, please. Oh, same. Yeah. Yeah. For Christmas, my husband got me the full set of Critical Role Funko Pops for Vox Machina. And then I lost my mind, and then I promptly installed shelves to display them on. You've watched everything? We were watching it last night. I think we're about like 6 episodes behind. So we're catching up. I am extra excited for the like one-off mini-series thing that's coming up afterwards, but I specifically haven't watched the state of the role or anything else to get any details because I don't want any spoilers. So slowly but surely catching up on that. I have heard of Vampire the Masquerade, but I haven't really gotten into it. Have you seen the Monster Hearts one shot they did? Yes. I think I've seen all of the one shots. Those are always very fun. Eventually I'd like to do like a mini series D&D campaign on stream. Because we were talking about getting a game going, and I think it's just really hard with everyone's schedule. Because a lot of folks are mods or streamers or also have work on top of their Twitch lives and things like craft night. So I was thinking like a mini, not a one shot specifically, but like a mini series one shot where it's like 3 or 4 games for an overarching quest would be very fun. But I haven't ever really been able to nail down any specifics. But the book is like $70. Yeah. Yeah. That is the one problem. The books are crazy expensive. Although I will say, on Amazon, if you can find them used, they are not half bad. And as long as it, and the rating system for Amazon for all books is if there's any writing or highlighting in the book, apart from like a name on the front, inside the front cover, there's any highlighting or notations or notes at all, is automatically a good condition or lower. Automatically. Regardless of the state of the rest of the book. So if you can find like a very good copy, it just means that it's a run-of-the-mill, slightly banged up, regular old, great book. And that works out very well. So there you go. That's the Amazon rating system. If you can find a very good book, used very good, you'll be quite happy with it. You've been DMing for 11 years? I've never DM'd. But I'm willing to do it in order to play more Dungeons and Dragons. Also because I'm just the most organized, so I feel like that would just fall to me regardless. You've been storytelling for about 5 years. Wow, that's cool. You've played one game of Call of Cthulhu. I did see the Call of Cthulhu double shot. It was a one shot, but 2 episodes. That Critical Role did, and that looked very fun. And I also just love that kind of steampunky genre. Do you play D&D in person or using Zoom? Oh, Sturgis, gotta run. It's a beautiful day. Heck yeah. Need to get a head start on girl watching. Let me know which park so I can call it into the police. Bye, Sturgis. Enjoy your day. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. We used to play in-person Bash, but we switched to Zoom because of COVID. Because it was just too many people in a house and it was unknown, and we didn't want to all come into the DM's house and make them or their kids sick, kind of thing. So we switched to Zoom, but in the course of playing the game, so we are playing with my longtime friends, which is a husband and wife team who originally got me started with Dungeons and Dragons, and I've almost always played in a game with them, or that they were DMing. So the wife is the DM. Damien and I are playing. Another husband and wife team that we were introduced to plays with us, and in the course of playing, they got pregnant and had a baby. And then we also play, and then Burroughs Forge joined us as well. Damien, can you give me a shout out for Burroughs Forge, please? Thank you. He does blacksmithing and beekeeping and brewing. He makes his own mead, and he's also been experimenting with I think wine, well, definitely with wine and possibly with beer. So we started on Zoom because of COVID, but I think we're going to keep it on Zoom because then it allows the husband-wife team that had a baby to stay home with the kiddo. And then it also allows like Burroughs Forge and us who live further away not to have to drive, because the thing is you get around you hang out at 8 and then you play until midnight or 1, and then you still have to drive 45 minutes to an hour home. So it's doable, but playing on Zoom has been very very convenient. Burroughs Forge, very cool guy and channel. Yes, we are IRL friends with Burroughs Forge. He was my best friend's roommate for a while. and now is Damien's third wife. Fiber Mage, good morning. You must be in the country. How can you forge in a city? Bash, he's in a suburb, and he just does it in his garage in the driveway. It doesn't have to be, anything crazy. It just has to be like during daylight hours, so he's not driving the neighbors nuts at midnight. When I say he just lives in an average street, works in his garage. Yep. So he does live in a suburb. But to be fair, most of Central Florida at this point is a suburb. But yeah, it does not take a lot to get started. If you want to get fancy or you want to work into, 6 a.m. in the morning or super late at night and you don't want to annoy the neighbors, then being out in the middle of nowhere is nice. And some forges are just in like even downtown in an industrial part of the city. As long as you have a warehouse with good ventilation, you could do it there. Generally though, you want to do it outside. Specifically Burroughs does it with a propane forge, so that has to be outside for safety purposes. But I mean, you could do it with a good old coal forge or however you want to do it, as long as you have the proper ventilation. Just like a fireplace, you can put a fireplace anywhere as long as it's got proper chimney, proper ventilation. He's not to the industrial point though. This is a very much a small business. I played most of my games on Discord because there is a dice roll bot that you can install so that players can't cheat with their rolls. No, we use the honor system. We've all played together long enough. Because we've been playing since 2016, believe it or not. I had to look back. I couldn't believe how long we've all been playing this game. So we played in person for, 3-ish years. So switching to Zoom, we're all pretty honest. Also, we all like the click-clack math rock, so don't take our dice away from us. But it is really cool because the DM does have a digital map. I don't know what software she's using, but it's very cool. Where you can essentially upload the map background and then create little player tokens and create little enemy tokens and move them around. And then because it's on Zoom, you can annotate and draw on it and say, I'd like to go to here, please. And then everyone picks a color and designates, and then the DM moves you around accordingly. It's very fun. You've cast on your VBAC tea. Thank you so much for the color suggestion. Mage, I am so in love with your color combination. Also, I just like playing with the stash. The other day when I said that I was looking to make a new shawl and I was playing in the stash and 2 of the colors ended up together and I was like, oh, this is gonna work out great. That's what I was doing. I was just trying to organize it, and then I was just playing with colors. So that's like my favorite thing to do. Also, I'm so glad it worked out well, and I hope your VBAC tea turns out nicely. Also, Mage, there's a shirt. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. There's a shirt that I think is right up your alley if you ever do have a bunch of leftover skeins that you don't know what to do with, or bits and pieces, because I know you were worried about that, and I think this new shirt pattern is right up your alley. So hang on, let me find it for you. You haven't done VTM online, only in person? I mean, it's surprisingly easy. There's not a lot that's different between Zoom and online. We made it to where everyone has to have their camera on and everyone just hangs out, and honestly, it feels the same and it's quite nice. Hang on. I think it's Wool and Pine. It's Wool and Pine because I'm obsessed with them. Someone get me a partnership with Wool and Pine Designs, please, because I'm obsessed with them. And I'm slowly gonna knit everything they've ever published. Here you go, Mage. This is the non-Ravelry link. It is also on Ravelry if you want to see more pictures. It is the Sea Glass tee. Hang on, let me pull it up for you guys. It's specifically designed for leftover bits and pieces. And has all sorts of custom measurements. It has multiple videos on custom fit. And I'm just obsessed with it. It looks so pretty. All right, let me pull up some examples real quick. Hang on. I'm trying to make it Ravelry friendly for our friends. Full screen. There we go. So like all those leftover reds and yellows that you don't know what to do with. It just looks so cool. I'm definitely gonna make this eventually. Someday. Did they post examples? They didn't post examples. Hang on, let me find you an example of one that I'm in love with. Project status. This one. I'm in love with this one. Here we go. All right, I'm done. Done with my commercial. It's a pearl cat. Now I don't DM anymore since you moved. That's fair. We need a new DM. Who will GM for us? I took up that mantle. It does seem like once you start DMing, that's your role. We snagged another cat with our cat trap. This is the one that likes to goo up my yarn, so I have to be careful. This is Pearl, my middle child. Baby girl. Your uncle picked up forging in the past couple of years. He does some reenactment forging demonstrations at the local historic sites. That sounds fun. I need to do... I want to get into, like, spinning reenactments, but I don't have, like, an antique wheel or a costume. Don't lick it. Don't lick it. Stop it. Get that out of your mouth. There you go. Nope. Stop licking it. Get that out of your mouth. This is such a toddler cat. Stop. You have barbs on your tongue. I don't know if you know how science works, but this is not for you. This is the cat I had to get her own wool. Get that out of your tongue. This is for you. This one. I had to get this cat a whole bit of her own wool so she could nom on it instead of nomming on mine because my child is spoiled. Perkins is being so good. Perkins is a monster. And also came in here and did the exact same thing. She just didn't put it in her mouth. She's in her nest. A Perkin nest. Hey! Yes. No. You have a goo face. You have have a good face. Look at this. Girl. All right. That one, I already licked all the flavor out of that one. Catman, do you know exactly what my cat is thinking? But now I took the other yarn away. Now I'll have to do. Gonna lick your beehole on camera? I'm just gonna loaf up next to it. Next to this subpar skein. I think what I should do is I should probably soak it in some wool wash so it has more smell. And also, I don't want to hear it. Your cat was a monster yesterday. She was the terror of Trollenberg. Lovely monster. My favorite monster. The VTM, you only use D10s, and instead of modifiers, you get a dice pool to roll to beat the success rate. Oh. I do like that. I'm intrigued by, like, the same idea. Like, very similar systems I'm intrigued by. Like the Call of Cthulhu. Much more thorough because it's so much simpler and combat is so much shorter. I don't know. I kind of like... I like the idea that, you know, 6 seconds can take an hour and an hour can take 6 seconds. Needs more click-clackety math rocks. It's the more, all the mores. Hey Damien, can you give me a shout out for the Fiber Mage in chat? If you guys aren't following Mage, she's doing a rubber hat along where she's making a very suspiciously condom-looking hat that is ribbed for your pleasure. So if you haven't done a hat before, you can wear it so it looks silly, or you can pull it down and roll up the brim so it looks like a regular beanie. So if you haven't knit a hat before and you want to join the knit along, absolutely still time to do it. She's knitting multiple hats for this knit along. It is amazing practice. It is incredibly simple, and you can go back and check the VODs to slow down, repeat, speed up anything that you need or want or are missing. And a genuinely lovely person. Damien, can you do me one more shout out, please? And then I'll let you take a coffee break. Can you shout out Yarn Crafters Corner? All one word. Yeah, perfect. So Serena is one of the people who inspired me to start spinning that I was talking about earlier. And she is streaming later this afternoon. We will probably end up rating her, depending upon how long we go and what time she starts. But she is also doing spinning on stream today. So if you would like to hang out and get more of the same, I highly recommend you check her out. She also does every craft ever. So she does the knitting, she does the crocheting, she does chainmail, She makes these adorable chainmail stitch markers. Um, she does digital art. She makes all of her own art for the stream. Um, and emotes, and is a real fun time. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Stacy. Mage, you're welcome. You deserve it. Let's see. Other stuff going on. I don't know. What are y'all doing for your weekend? That's a better question. Anybody doing anything exciting? I already told you guys we were playing D&D tonight. Gonna have lunch at Disney on tomorrow with my parents, which I'm actually quite excited about. Going to the Disney Springs, and we haven't been to the Disney Springs in forevers, so I actually am very excited to go back. We're gonna get him a hat. There's a hat he picked out for his birthday, so we're gonna buy him a hat. Might be grouping together a few friends to play VTM online. That sounds fun. You should give it a shot. I was Zoom's incredibly easy. Also, you can hang out in the Discord for D&D games. Is also a lot of fun. Probably a lot easier. If you don't have a Discord, I'm sure we can make a channel in mine if there is a need for it. If y'all want to hang out somewhere. Need a place to hang. There's a pool party today that the apartment complex is hosting. That's fun. Like a block party. I think our greater neighborhood is doing a block party to where, like, if you live in one of these 3 neighborhoods that all kind of mix together, you can come down to the biggest park and hang out. And I saw that and I was like, oh, that looks cool. And then it was like the weekend before July 4th. And I was like, no one's going to be in town. It's going to be real weird. It's going to be hot as balls. Pass. Also, today's knitting in public today. Today's is knitting in public today. Knitting in public day. So if you have a local yarn shop, I'm sure they're having some sort of event today. So I highly recommend you check them out. If you have a favorite online store, there's a good chance that they're doing a sale or some sort of fun Zoom thing. And if you have a chance, go knit in public, because it's amazing the reactions that you get when you're hanging out and knitting in public. My sister Gingerzone and I used to love in the before times, when you could sit in a coffee shop and knit. We used to love meeting up for like coffee or donuts and hanging out and sitting around and knitting, because it was amazing the varied reactions you get. Like the little old ladies would just come right up to you and go, oh my goodness, those colors and this and that. And then they'd chat your ear off and it was great. And then you get a lot of like really strange looks. And then every once in a while you get like the really, and you can always spot them, the really curious person who can't stop looking but doesn't want to say anything. And if you give them a wave, they'll come over and chat, and it's delightful. Also then coffee or donuts or both, and hanging out and knitting. Now that all the restrictions are being lifted and Gingerzone and I are both finally vaccinated, we are making plans, probably when the weather cools, unfortunately, to do an IRL hanging out and coffee and knitting stream in public soon-ish. Well, not soon-ish. It's too hot. In the fall. Making plans. We're making plans. It's in the works. Also, I'm trying to get Gingerzone to come over and play Yoshi's Crafted World with me on stream. Just sent out my recruitment text to your friends, because I'd love to storytell the game from Chicago by Night. No, because you'd love to storytell the game from Chicago by Night called Sacrifice. Ooh. Sacrifice. I'm reading a book series that I did not think I would like, but that I am in love with, that has vampires, but they are not glittery. Um, is the Greta Helsing novels. Um, and it is a strange practice, and hang on, let me pull up the book series. Highly recommend. Deeply in love with. Someday Goodreads will load. I'll pull that up. Your go-to game for beginners. I mean, that's fair. It's nice to have some good pocket. I don't know what the word is. It's nice to have pocket resources. There we go. For varying levels. Here we go. All right, hang on. Here we go. This is the one. Strange practice, dreadful company, grave importance. I'm halfway through the last one, and I am loving this series immensely by Vivian Shaw. Shaw. Not a shawl. Vivian Shaw. If you guys are reading, what are you reading? If you're crafting, what are you working on? And if you're hanging out, what are y'all doing this weekend? Anna's getting the band back together so she can get all of her tabletop roleplay going on. All of her tabletop RPG. Digital tabletop. We are D&Ding it up. Doing lunch with the family. I finished my Jessica Jones cowl. And I am trying to convince myself that I need to keep going on finishing projects. But my brain is like, finish one, time to start another. And you just picked out your next project, so let's go, baby. And I'm like, no, brain, stop it. Also, I will be doing a lot of knitting during Dungeons and Dragons, which is always delightful for me. I don't think there has been a session in existence ever since freshman year of college when I started playing Dungeons and Dragons where I have not been knitting or cross-stitching or something at a game before. Notch, hello, my dude. Are you at work today? And if so, I hope it's going well for you. We're hanging out. We're spinning. We're talking about weekend plans. Because it's not a hard game, but it's a lot of role play, which can be intimidating at first, so I use Chicago by Night to give them an introduction. Like the Critical Role style. Gotcha. I feel like anything where there's a lot of role play like that specifically tends to be very homebrew heavy, where it's not a structured thing. It's not a pre-written campaign, where it is, you know, basically a sandbox world that the DM's creating. I feel like tends to have more role playing than not. But I also feel like those sandbox games are the most fun by far. Because they're interesting and they're fun and You can get really creative with them, and then you can really shape the structure, which is nice. Mage says, it's kind of how I met my neighbor. I was spinning some yarn out in the courtyard, and she was staring holes through me from her window. I flashed her smile, and when she smiled back, I waved her out. She's so interested in my spinning. I made her a drop spindle and gave her some floof. She's from Saudi and was here for school, so she was super busy, and now she's graduated. She's gone back home. I bet you she's looking into it at home. I hope. When you find something you like and you can't stop thinking about it, you find ways. D&D, it's less the DM telling you what to do and more letting the players take the reins. Yes. And it is letting the players dictate where the story goes. Because it's very easy to be like, oh, they seem really interested in this, so let's change it up and let's focus on that for a little bit. And then you can really let the story go from there. Whereas when it's very structured, and then all of a sudden the players are like, oh, but what about this side stuff? And then you're like, well, that's not written in the book. I need you to get back on track. And it gets more complicated. That being said, because I have never DM'd before, my first campaign would be from a guide, or at least like a level 1 through 5 guide, until I got used to it. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where like I always want to play more D&D, but I also just don't have time, and I need more commitments. Like I need another hole in my head, so I talk about it a lot. But eventually, I feel like doing some mini campaigns would be very fun. Yup and yup. Well, Notch, I hope you take care, that you're putting your feet up and you're relaxing a bit on your break. And thank you for popping in and saying hello. I greatly appreciate that this is where you want to hang out when you're on your break. Man, I know that break lifestyle. I have been there, done that. It is precious time when you are off the clock. Like to use the source book and homebrew other things. Yeah. Mixing it in and then expanding from there is the perfect way to do it. You started off doing homebrew because, like I said, 7-year-old me was smart. When you're younger, you're not so worried about screwing it up. Now I'm like, well, if I get a whole bunch of new people playing and I do a crappy job, they're never going to want to play Dungeons and Dragons again. I do not think that is something that will happen this summer. We will be okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other project updates. Finish the Jessica Jones now. Oh, I have it right here. It turned out great. Look at this delicious linen stitch. Turned out great. It's a little stiff from the yarn. I still haven't soaked it. But it's perfect. I love it so much. I don't know where the camera is. There we go. Love it. It's gonna get a bath later. To loosen it up. My first several D&D experiences were crap, so don't play anymore. See, I don't want that to be the thing. Look at this gradient. I don't know. This here. Let's take it off. Look at this gradient. It's delicious. It's normally the DM's fault. It really is. It's the DM's job to make sure everyone is having fun and everyone understands and no one is left behind. Some people are just better at it than others. Or the murder hobo players. Yes. Yes. Which is funny because I love being a murder hobo in video games, but I hate murder hobos in D&D. Which is ironic because I have a murder hobo teacup on this screen. A rat's here. I also feel like it'd be really fun to just get a bunch of people and be like, you are all chaotic neutral. Go. Because we always play a good alignment. You can be any kind of good you want, but you have to be a good. Or you could be a true neutral. You can't be like a chaotic neutral. Or you could be a lawful neutral. You can't be a chaotic neutral. You have to be neutral, and above. And I feel like it would be very fun to be like, you must all be chaotic neutral, go. Or you don't care, you just want the chaos. I really want to see how that would play out. With my newest group, they love my style and I really get the players involved. Anna, you sound like an amazing DM. A+, the world needs more of you. First time it was the DM's campaign the DM's first campaign and we had 12 people in 2 groups. Oh no. Why would they do that to themselves? It's the first rule of DMing 3 to 6 players. Yeah. Yeah. And in the end we missed the clues and the bad guys won. The DM literally killed us all off. That's not great. Not great. We also have a standing rule for homebrew that if your character dies off, your identical twin can come back to avenge you. So I mean, you don't want to die, but it takes a lot of the pressure off of what happens if you die, and now I have to create a new character, and oh no, I failed. Your identical twin can come and avenge you, which is delightful. I dislike that we don't get flanking in our gameplay. Yes, but the monsters don't get flanking bonuses either. It's an all or nothing. The problem is that the monsters hit quite hard. So if we got flanking, then the monsters would get flanking. And that makes it harder for us. So that's why she has that rule in. Your daughter gaming, hello. Funny story, a friend and his wife played all the time. He would get groups together from work, but I never went. It seemed most of the people would lose their jobs that were in that group. So I told him I would join when I wanted to quit. I'm sure that made that guy heartbroken, but as an outside viewer, that's hilarious. Poor guy. Doing good here. Hope everyone is well. Happy Saturday, Bearded Otter. We're hanging out. We're on ply number 3 out of 4. It is a cozy, lazy Saturday. Talking about weekend plans and Dungeons and Dragons. We are playing, Damien's Gaming and I are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Cultist with a gun is just as dangerous as you with a gun. Similar. Oh, gotcha. I do enjoy the very no guns aspect, the general no guns aspect. Like nothing modern, but magic is okay. I like that kind of weird dichotomy of Dungeons and Dragons. It's very high fantasy. It makes me very happy. The robots are coming. What's a robot? Second time, I made a really cool character before the start. I okayed all my powers and stuff. Then on the first day, the DM was like, no, you can't do that. But I was like, but you approved it. So I dropped the game like a rock. That's fair. You'll have to tune in for that. We don't stream it, unfortunately. The group that we've been playing with, we've been playing together since 2016. And we were playing together because we wanted less screen time. It's not, we didn't put it together with streaming in mind, and they are not a streaming crew. So unfortunately we won't be streaming it. I would like to be able to get a group together for like a mini series where it's like 4 to 6 episodes and an extended one shot. Is the dream. But I don't know when it will happen. But we're all talking about experiences. So I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm not saying it's not going to happen. We've been talking about it. It is going to happen someday. We are going to stream it. If you are looking for someone who does stream Dungeons and Dragons, I highly recommend, I mean, there's the big ones out there. You can literally follow D&D, or Dungeons and Dragons, or D&D Beyond, or Critical Role, which is what started this whole thing off. But also, I highly recommend Black Diamond Ace. Damien, can you give me a shout out for Black Diamond Ace, pretty please? He DMs a game, and it's on Twitch, and he has used the Tabletop Simulator. Bye, Notch. I hope the rest of work goes really well for you. No, he smiled about it. It's funny. He does kind of homebrew campaigns, and he does like special stuff for the holidays where they had like basically a 12 Days of Christmas festival, which was very fun. And he's just a little tiny streamer, but I think he has some great storytelling in there. He used Roll20 and they're here on Twitch. God Mode. They play a game every Friday. There you go. I'll have to check them out. Black Diamond Ace. ACE. Sorry, I said that too fast. Here we go. Thank you. Watch it before you played Diablo 3 this morning. Heck yeah, you played some Diablo 3. I need to get back into it. I just have not been wanting to put my face to a screen nearly so much. I'm playing WoW retail. It's a retail. I can just hear how upset he is because he's playing WoW and now I'm asking him questions. I'm sorry, Damien. Go back to your playing. Jeez, Mom. Are we done? Can I go now? Dead. They're all dead. Can we go now? I was like, where's the link? No, we were getting there. Damien very kindly offered to get up when I got up and mod for me this morning because my hands are full when I'm spinning. But now he's playing World of Warcraft. which is also not easy to pick up and put down, it makes me laugh. DMing style, he's similar to Crit Roll. I like how Critical Role has inspired good storytelling instead of just dungeon, 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 dungeon. Although I will say we will be playing some Diablo 2 and some Diablo 4 whenever those finally get published. Hang on, I'm gonna take a picture for you. My cat is face down in a pile of wool, sleeping. It's very cute. Post it to the Discord. Hang on. I love just to retell for basically anyone when I have on time because it's your favorite system. I love it. All right, hang on, I'll pull it up on stream for you guys. Close the 6 million tabs I have open. Yeah. Remember the cat that wouldn't get out, wouldn't stop eating my wool? Now she's face down in her own wool, asleep, like a druggie on an overdose. That is like the best $5 like felted merino I have ever seen. It's perfectly good wool. It's just super felted, and they're like, I don't think it's gonna spin very well, but it would be great for like felting. And I was like, it's fine. My cat's gonna eat it. Go. Want to know a fun fact about you? Heck yeah, why not? Just realized this is getting cut off. That's my pearl girl. She's very cute. Also, guys, here in the next 15 or 20 minutes, I am going to take a break. We're almost at that 2-hour mark. And especially with spinning, it's very important to get up and stretch. Because otherwise it can make your back and your hips and your knees very sore. Followed him and I'll have a look later. I've not been playing WoW in over a year. Can't wait for D4 and D2. Yes! Carry over a lot of new and old people. About your D2 30 years ago at Sam's Club. I have never, well, that's not true. I have played Diablo 2. Damien downloaded classic old school Diablo 2 right before Diablo 3 came out to show me what it was like and what the what to expect, and we talked a lot about like the history behind it and the lore, so I would know what was going on, and that was a ton of fun. So I played that for a couple days, but I haven't really gotten to do anything in it, and I haven't ever gone back to it. I was thinking about it, and then they announced the new version of Diablo 2, and I was like, well, heck yeah, I'm just gonna play that. But I adore Diablo 3. That's one of my favorite all-time games. I love the gameplay. I love the character build. I love the seasons that they do for it. I just think it's all so very fun and and very well put together. And I know some people are like, oh, it's the same thing over and over again. And I'm like, well, clearly y'all haven't created enough characters. Also, that's kind of what's nice about it sometimes, is I can just turn my brain off and go beat a bunch of monsters senseless, and it's nice. Is the cat sleeping? Is the cat keeping its nose warm? I think so. She does often cover her paw over her face. So it's possible. I think she was just like, I think she just was sitting there with her head up and then like face planted. Practicing white magic, which you've been practicing for 13 years. Ooh. Do you also do all the tarot things? The tarot cards and the crystals? I don't do any of this. Oh, teaching everybody about card readings. You already answered my question. Today should go back to D2 with the character rollover. What that means. Makes my energy level spike. Let's see, I'm trying to think about what else has really been going on since the last time we streamed. Streamed Tuesday and Thursday this week. We did start Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That was a ton of fun. We will probably keep playing that when we are not knitting and spinning. That will probably be our go-to game moving forward. Until the re-release of Diablo 2 comes out. Or we finish it, or I decide to go back to Spiritfarer or Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is always a pocket option. Do crystals. I always liked the idea of certain crystals, like certain flowers meaning certain things. I like the language of the symbolism behind it. Not that I have any, and not that I practice any of it. I just always thought that was an interesting aspect. I do not participate, but I respect. Being lazy today. Normally I lean forward to check the bobbin, and now I'm just like, screw it, this is light enough. In D3, I just started a new Demon Hunter build. Ooh, a strafe build. Like the old Whirlwind Barbarian build. Oh, I loved that build. I am a Crusader fan through and through, though. I am definitely a Crusader fan. How is it different playing the Switch by yourself compared to streaming it? It depends upon the game, Bash. Like, um, Spiritfarer is, I love it because I play it in bed a lot. Um, if you're talking about like the console as a whole, it's very, I enjoy the Switch. Um, I like the portability of it. I like that I can snuggle up with it in the chair or on the couch or in bed. And then I also like that I can then bring it to the dock and plug it in and play it full screen. I like streaming it full screen. Well, I mean, you have to do it on the computer to stream it, unless you have like a camera over your shoulder, but that's always janky. Um, I like when I'm streaming playing it full screen because then you can see the view, the field of view is a lot larger. So I do enjoy playing it on the PC on a monitor if I'm going to be playing for like an extended amount of time. So like Legend of Zelda looks great on my monitor. Spiritfarer looks great on my monitor. Because you can just see so much more detail, but it's also like a really high resolution screen on the actual Switch, so it's not like you're missing anything. It's just a nice switch. A nice change. Because I've played Animal Crossing, usually I'll play Animal Crossing like in my armchair in the morning for like 20 or 30 minutes before work or hanging out at the end of the night or something. Hashtag turnip life. But I've also like plugged it in on the other monitor when I'm taking like a break in between meetings from work and I'll run into Animal Crossing and play for like 15 minutes. So it's fun. I like the versatility of it. I didn't think I would like the Switch as a console as much as I do. Because it's nice to get away from sitting at my computer when I want to play a game. Because I spend so much time at this one desk. So I enjoy being able to take it downstairs and, you know, fiddle around with it, hanging out on the couch with the cats, watching Twitch, or in bed at the end of the night. I like it very much. I'm never giving it up. I already told Damien if he wants to play on it, he'll have to just give it. Which is not true. I've offered to let him play on it as much as he wants. He just hasn't. He's been too busy World of Warcrafting it up lately. I don't think I would purchase Diablo 3 on the Switch or any of the upcoming Diablo games. I like having more of those in-depth games on the PC instead of console. One, because everyone that I know plays it on the PC and you can't it's not multi-plat or cross-platform. So if you're playing on the Switch, you can't play it with people who play on the PC, at least for Diablo 3. I don't know if they'll change that for the upcoming ones. Generally, they haven't, because that's much harder to do. But also because you usually play in a group. So, like, it's nice to play on the PC and be able to open up Discord and have a group of people playing or chatting. And I play a lot of games with Damien, so it's just easier to sit at the computer and hang out. But for, like, the small one-player games, I love it. So all those games like Stardew Valley and Forager and Animal Crossing and The Legend of Zelda, like super fun. Definitely enjoying it. Portability of the Switch must be nice. Yes. Yes, it is. But I also we don't play like a lot of those games where you like hook it up to the TV and then everyone has like 6 remotes and then we all do like group games. Like, I don't really do that. But I know it's a super fun aspect of for people with like kids and stuff, especially with multiple kids when everyone can get a controller and everyone can play the same game at the same time. Whereas with like a PC game, usually like you can only plug 2 controllers in before your PC's like, no, thank you. So that's nice for the kids. I think it's just really well designed as a platform. Also, sometimes when I'm sitting there playing it in bed, I just can't believe that technology works like this. And like, the future is now. Are any Switch games online multiplayer? There's a lot of games where you can kind of hook up. Like, Diablo 3 is multiplayer online, but you have to play it with other people on the Switch. You can't play with, it doesn't do cross-platform. So you can still have a party of people on the Switch, but everyone else has to be on the Switch, from what I understand. Animal Crossing's fun because you can visit each other's islands. There's a lot of games where like you take turns and you send it to the other person. Like there's a lot of like chess is the only example I can think of right now where you can have like multiple games with multiple people and you just log in and do your move kind of thing. But I haven't looked. I know there are more, but I haven't looked into it. I'm a PC person, but I do hope for one day with cross-platform. Yeah. For serious games, I'm definitely PC, and I don't think that will change. But it would be nice to not limit other people, because like a lot of people play on like the PlayStation or their Xbox, and it kind of sucks that they can't do. It's the exact same game. I don't see why they can't play with other people if you all have, a login kind of thing. But I think it just messes with the software too much. I just think it would be too much to download when it wasn't built in that way. So I'm hoping that other games will be released as cross-platform. But you never know. Oh, Fall Guys! You can get Fall Guys on the Switch. That's online with everybody. That's multi-platform. And then in Stardew Valley, you can visit each other's farms, so that's multi-platform. Multiple people. So there are games. GTA Online is not cross-platform, no. But that's also one of those ones where like it would be very hard because of how servers are set up and things. I feel like that would be extremely hard to do. So that one makes sense to me. Makes a lot of sense to me. Because also like the way you're talking, you're either talking through like the Xbox in-game chat, or you're through a Discord, or you're through the PC in-game stuff. So like I also understand like just logistics of playing and hearing things would be very difficult too. That game already takes up a ton of resource. I can't imagine having to download all this extra stuff to make it cross-platform. A ton of people wouldn't be able to play it then. So remember the first GTA with the overhead view? No, them cities as well are better than the one I live in. Man, you know what city I know Inside Out, Backwards and Forwards, Traverse Town, and every iteration from all 3 Kingdom Hearts games. Spend a lot of time there. Good news, one of my friends that I asked said, yes, heck yeah, congrats. I hope that your game all works out really well. Is Fall Guys still popular? It was huge for a while, but don't see streamers playing it anymore. Bash, it is still popular. Lemming, so when we did our stream anniversary, May 1st, Lemming won the game of her choice, and she decided to download Fall Guys, and at some point, one of these Saturdays, if not today, most likely next Saturday, I'll have to check with her. We kind of threw this together yesterday. We will be playing with her. We will be playing Fall Guys with her on stream. Will be coming up. Or maybe I'll hop on her stream, depending upon my work schedule. If I can get like an afternoon off early to hang out with her. And I mean, a ton of people are still playing it, and people are still streaming it. I still enjoy it. You would never, and yes, next week is better. Okay. Lemming, you let me know if you want me to start the stream at 9:30 a.m. my time with Fall Guys, and then we'll hang out for an hour or two, hanging out, doing the thing, and then I'll switch to spinning, or if you want me to start spinning, and then whenever you're ready, we'll hop on and play Fall Guys next weekend. You let me know. I am super down. I think it'll be a ton of fun. Don't have to tell me right now. I imagine it's because it's like it's extra afternoon for you, so I figured you were busy doing your weekend gig. Just had dinner. There it is. Evening, eventide. What'd you have for dinner? Omelet with cheese and soybean. Thanks. Chickpeas? It all sounds delicious. We're having a homemade chicken pot pie tonight. Cooking up a classic. Not chickpeas. Oh, the green ones. Okay, okay. It's not edamame. I know what you're talking about, though. Oh, edamame. It is edamame. Do you play any Ubisoft games? There's a streaming event today at 2 p.m. Maybe it's E3. You know, I can't think of Ubisoft off the top of my head, but I'm sure I have played some. But I didn't know they were doing an event today. That's interesting. Now that they're not doing in-person reveal events, everyone has their own, like, streaming thing. So, like, Netflix just did a huge Geek Week or whatever thing, which I found very interesting, to announce all of their stuff, because they didn't have, like, They didn't have like a Comic-Con to do it at or anything, so they just made their own, which was very interesting to me. Let's see, Ubisoft. Back but in lurk mode, no problem, Mage. I assume, especially on the weekends when we're crafting, I assume if you guys aren't chatting, you all have your hands busy also doing crafty things. Because that's what I do, is I sit there and I spin or I knit, or I'm at work in lurk mode always. Internet's #1 lurker. Let's see. Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Rainbow Six, Rayman. Oh, Just Dance is Ubisoft. I did not know that. Brothers in Arms, The Road to Hill 30. I definitely played a lot of that on PlayStation 2. I definitely played a lot of Brothers in Arms. You know what? I have a runny nose and I need a tissue, and we are at the 2-hour mark. So let's go ahead. We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna grab some coffee. I definitely need to walk around for a few minutes and stretch. They also do TV series for Netflix and Apple Plus. Do they really? The more you know. All right, kids. I'm gonna take a break. I encourage you to do the same. If you have not gotten up and stretched here recently, please do so. Hydrate if you're drinking coffee, if you're drinking water. You need a little something strong. Do the thing. Get up, stretch. We're gonna run a quick ad break. So that folks coming into the channel don't get pre-roll ads, and to get a couple cents for the channel. So if you can help support by keeping the channel up for those ads, that would be delightful. Otherwise, I will see you guys in about 5 minutes. Oh, Anna, thank you for hopping in. It was lovely to meet you. I hope you have a great weekend. Hey gang, we're back. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for supporting the channel if you stuck around for the ads. Can I really get myself off this couch, Bash? The struggle is real, my dude. I wouldn't blame you. Yeah, my shirt says the Goonies never say die. I'm a big fan. Also, it's a very comfy shirt. It has been washed approximately 1,000 times, and it is the appropriate level of softness. Yarncrafter's Corner, hello, good morning, enjoy your lurk. I think you're set up to do some plying on your spin today. So depending upon when you start and we finish, the goal is to come say hello. Let's see. If you guys are members of Amazon Prime, Twitch Loot is having a sale. But unfortunately their stock is extremely limited. But if you see something you like that's in stock, you can get up to 50% off. Oh, they have added a couple things. A lot of it says currently unavailable, though. I love a comfy shirt or clothing in general. Heck yeah. Honestly, not likely to stream today. Not in the best mood. Aw. It happens. It happens. That's alright. We still gave you a shout out earlier. We're going to give you another one now. If you guys aren't following Yarncrafter's Corner, you should. 1, she's got more spinning. And 2, she's delightful. So, there. That should be all the reason you need. There's no pressure. I was just saying, I think you're doing more spinning, so we were going to come say hi when we're done spinning, if you are. And if not, that's absolutely fine, too. I think it was asking me about a sweatshirt, but I don't see it. So I'll message her later. All right. Closed captioning still on. You're still good to go. Okay. You're planning on plying. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, before I forget, here is our current spin of all of that raven color. It is spinning up into the most perfect blue with all of those black and purple undertones. Could you focus, please? Like, seriously. Come on. Fine, camera. Fine. How about your little brother? Yeah, that's much better. Although you can't see the shine quite as much. The shine is here. Anyway. It will eventually grow up to be our raven wing. Our raven wing wingspan shawl. Eventually. I'm very proud of it. It is going to be the biggest spin the biggest spin for a single project I have done thus far. It is going to be 4 ounces. I'm going to spin all of it up into fingering. I know it's way more yarn than what I'll need, but then I'll have bits and pieces left over, which will be nice. And then we'll do the wingspan shawl, and I can't wait to see how that will turn out. And then if that all goes well, my next spin will actually be a sweater spin, which is the dream. So I have 2 huge spinning projects. The wool for 2 huge spinning projects. One is another very large shawl. I think that one's a 3 ounce. No. Yeah, 3 ounce spin. One white and 2 green braids. So if this goes well, then I will eventually also spin that. And then I picked up recently at the Knit Pick summer sale a sweater quantity of what else but purple and aqua, teal, blue, mint, stream colors to do a sweater. Because the end goal of learning to spin was I want to spin and knit a sweater. That is it's like the floof to foot, but times 7. So that will be another project spin. If you guys are participating in Tour de Fleece, make sure you sign up, find a group, do the thing. I am not participating. I will be spinning along, but I am not officially participating in Tour de Fleece this year because I have too much going on right now. Hi, Pro Cat. They're having another sale. Oh, no. You're going to ask if the camera was accurate? Yeah, it is. It is, it doesn't quite pick up the purple and the black as much, but that kind of sheen, it's pretty accurate. It's a little darker. It's more like this. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Girl cat, what you doing? What you doing? Say hi? Hello. They're having another sale. D-Moon, hello, good morning. Good afternoon. Happy time zone. How's it going, my dude? See you survived the shenanigans of last night. That's always nice to see. BRB checking nitpicks. Summer sale. Yarn sales start 6/14. We're having a tool sale, weekly giveaways. Oh, that's fun. Oh, it all starts 6/14. But you get a free yarn guide with purchase. Oh, that's always nice. The yarn guide is nice because it's printed, so it's true to color. So you don't have any of that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Knitpicks has a yarn guide. And if you don't sign up for their magazines, I kind of recommend that you do. Because they send out, like, I want to say it's like quarterly or every 2 months, they'll send out like a catalog. Which is just nice because it has the features and it's pretty to look at. But a lot of times they'll have spreads like this that have all the yarns laid out in a colorway or for a line. And I would keep those if I were you guys, because if you are interested in purchasing knit picks, the colors printed are more likely to be true to life than your monitor. So if you're looking at investing and you're trying to like color match and mix and match and whatnot, I highly recommend you do something like this whenever they are mailed out, or if you get a free offer, because it's just handy to have. That's me being a color nerd, though. If you are interested in the Nicketed trying to be an affiliate with them. I think Yarn Crafters Corner is an affiliate, so if you're looking to do a purchase, you go to her page. It helps support streamers with help from viewers like you. Stalk her about page. Yeah, here we go. Boop. Streamception. There I am. Hi. But if you come down here to Knit Picks or We Crochet or Love Knitting or Consumer Crafts or Lion Brand, anytime you see a streamer that has stuff like this and you click on it, that helps support that streamer. So I highly recommend that you do so if you find a streamer you like for a store you're looking to purchase. Because it costs you nothing. And then just by clicking that link and putting stuff in your shopping cart and then hitting purchase, it helps that streamer. Not a color nerd, just good advice. I said the PBS bit the other day. I've been saying the PBS bit a lot. Scott, Scott, Scott. How's it going, my dude? I know you're doing your thing today. I done seen the alerts. You're helping the bearded one. Hope that's going well. Also, my cat says hello. Pearl, say hi with your face. Are you a good girl? You saying hi to Scott? Just sticking your face in the camera? Because it's more likely to get you pets? Are you a grump? Are you a grump? Yes, I'm a grump. Oh, I do have some here. We'll do one more color here. So this is the blue. Oh man, I done made a mistake. This is what we're spinning, and then this is how it's turning out. And you can't, the problem is you can't see. I don't know how well you can see, but this wool has stripes of other colors in it. Now we've done it. Now we've done it. Oh. Kitty Nirvana. I don't know how well you can see it, but this has like stripes of purple. The purple doesn't show up at all, but it does have like stripes of black in it. And I like how the undertones are coming through. Get your mouth out of this. Are coming through in the spin. She's trying to steal it. She's figured out that it's light enough where she hooks on, she can run off with it. Tethered, so it has bits of other tone, which are real pretty. Yes. Well, this is only heathered with like lighter blue, purple, and black. So it's very limited in its heathering. Excuse me. See what I mean? So it's limited in its heathering, but it looks really nice. What are you gonna do with that now that you have it? This cat. I'm setting booty traps. Booby traps. That's what I said! Booty! Hello, Scott. It is a Goonies kind of day. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons later, so I'm very, it's very par for the course. I don't know what is going on with my mic stand, though. That's what I said. Booty traps. Alright, we're gonna get back to spinning as soon as I evict this cat from my desk. Kitty chew toy. She doesn't use her teeth, thank goodness. She doesn't really destroy a lot of things. She just gums up the work. Oh. You want to rub your face on this? Is that what you're looking at? Yes, I would very much like to rub my face on this camera stand. It's my favorite. This knob in particular is my best friend. This cat is definitely spoiled. Alright, there we go. Are you happy now? Are you happy? Happy cat? Alright, it's time to get down. You can't be trusted. Yeah, you can't be trusted. Immediately goes back over to her wool pile. Just wonder, do any of the cats react when Damien streams during World of Tanks? Yes, and they're used to it. They definitely react. But it's kind of one of those things where like they'll just be sitting here and then their ears will go back and then they'll be like, ah, it's fine, it's just dad. But they do react. Here you go. You can have more cat action while I get my spinning set up here. Hooked on a hook. There we go. Spoiled cat. It's tangled up my roving. She's there to be in the center of attention. She is. She's a very good cat. She's also very social. She just wants to be where the people are. This cat's a mermaid. She wants to be where her people are. She's a very social cat. And one more adjustment. There we go. Thanks, guys. All right, back to the spin-ins. We're still good for that. Perkins, the baby cat, who was the first cat on stream today. She's the one who's all gray with the orange eyes. She doesn't have the white on her face or her tongue. Whenever Damien is streaming or in the office, there's a blanket on the floor next to him on the kind of back and behind his chair that he has made into a nest for her. And whenever he's in there, she is always in there with him. It is very cute. She has definitely picked a human to claim. The dirty cat is downstairs sleeping in her closet shelf. A closet cat. Let's see, what else is going on? We finished the Jessica Jones cowl. I'm still working on my advent calendar shawl, the Seedlings Greeting shawl from our Princess Bride advent calendar for Christmas last year. That has been a great side project for in between meetings as well. There's a lot of sitting in Zoom waiting for a meeting to happen. Are orange cats uncommon? They are less common. And I believe they are mostly boy cats. But they are not uncommon. They are just less common. Also, they're less likely to be found in a pound. Black cats are the most likely to be found in the pound. Nobody wants a black cat, except I desperately want a soot sprite / void. White cats and orange cats, for whatever reason, are usually very sought after and are usually kept or quickly adopted. Gray cats and black cats, or mixed, are the ones that always seem to end up in the pound. All of our cats are rescue cats. They are all from the pound. Dirty and Pearl were adopted as kittens. And then Perkins was adopted as a 1-year-old. She was predicted to be somewhere between 9 months and a year-old. So we don't know exactly how old she is. We just celebrate her gotcha day. Saw Kitty in the thumbnail. How dare Twitch lie to me? Jacob August, hello. Happy time zone. There is a cat. She is right here. I had to get her her own wool to roll around in because she kept stealing mine. She was 9 months to a year when we got her. They didn't know exactly how old she was. She was a year or slightly under when we got her. You're almost certain she was far younger than that? I'm not saying that you're... I think she was probably closer to 6 months. I think she was 6 or 7 months. But based upon her teeth and her size, that's what the vet thought at the time. Or that's what the pound said, and the vet's like, yeah, it's sure. That sounds about right. She was also extremely underweight when we got her. So I think she absolutely could have been somewhere between 6 and 9 months, I think is more accurate. No, when we took the vet in, I asked the vet how old he thought she was, and he thought that she was older because she had already lost her kitten teeth. So he thought she was older, but they had no way of knowing. I always thought the black cats looked nice. It's superstition they're not as popular. Yes. They're also, I don't think they're as popular with elderly folks because they're harder to see at night. So I think if, you know, we're getting a cat for grandma, that's not the first cat that they get. But yeah, generally people are very superstitious, or they just think the other cats look nicer, and I think having a black cat would be delightful. I want a soot sprite of my own. Perkins, the gray kitty you saw, is actually, appears to be fairly purebred, a fairly purebred chartreux cat. Chartreux? Which is like the French version of a Russian blue. Nephew's autistic and deaf, and he really wanted a cat, and I was looking after him for 2 weeks. And once I returned him to my brother with an adopted cat, he was like, what? I'm the best gay uncle ever. I mean, yeah. If I went to stay with family and I came home with a pet of my very own, I would have killed for you, Jacob. I would have killed for you. I'd take a bullet for you as a kiddo at that point. That's how you become lifelong friends. I could also see where you were like, this is your cat, but I'm gonna keep him at my house and I'm gonna look after him, but you can come visit him anytime you want. Might have been the better option, but I think it's adorable. Well, that's stinking Floof and her chirping silliness. Yeah, she doesn't really meow. She just kind of squeaks and chirps, and it's very cute. Which is apparently a signature of their breed. And then there's my cat, which practically moos at me when she gets loud and upset. But Pearl and Dirty are American tabbies? American short-haired tabbies, I think. Because they have the M on the forehead. They're just run-of-the-mill guys. Although Pearl does have spots on her tongue. It's terribly hard to see. Because it's a trap. She does have spots on her tongue. I think the next cats we get are going to be a bonded pair. Siblings. Our pound has a permanent buy one get one free on kittens 1 year and under. So after the dirty cat passes, I think we're gonna get a brother sister duo or sibling duo, I should say. A bonded pair would be nice. Then they can gang up against Perkins and they have a better shot of making it. Did I read someplace that cats don't really talk to each other verbally? Mostly their talking is to communicate with humans. I think so. A lot of when the cats are talking to each other, it's a lot of like growling and body language. So I'd believe it. From what I've seen of our cats. Just one more, Dad. No, I said after Dirty goes, then we'll get some more. Because we'd need a replacement. And Dirty's so special, it would take 2 cats to replace her. And also, you can't just leave the free one behind. Get one free. Bearded Otter Gaming, I have been told that we are in a 3-bedroom house and we have 3 cats and we are at cat capacity. I disagree. I think you need 1 more cat than you have bedrooms because, you know, what about the whole downstairs? Definitely would wait until after. Definitely, I'm not gonna spring another new kitten on Dirty. She's already had 2, and she's already been like, "What the fuck, man." Not gonna spring another new kitten on the poor Dirty girl. She's had enough. I'm pretty sure this conversation's still open for discussion. Also, if it was one of those ugly hairless cats, Damien, you wouldn't be saying no more cats. You'd be down with it. So that is just... some sort of catist? I don't know. Elitist? Selfish. Whatever ish that is. Little meat. It wouldn't be a floof, it would be hairless. You couldn't call it a meat floof. Just be a meat bag. Which is what Damien originally wanted to call the hairless cat, and I said no. So then we decided on nudes. But if we got a hairless cat, you'd be fine with having 4 cats. It's rude to say that after Dirty goes, you wouldn't get a free cat. Do the cats ever appear jealous about your attention? Yes. Yes. Don't hate me, but I'm much more of a dog person. My boyfriend brought me a Dalmatian. Heck yeah. Also, congrats. His name is Theo. Bash, going back to your question, Perkins gets extremely jealous, especially of Damien, when he's paying the other cat's attention because Damien is her human. So she'll just kind of push the other cats out of the way and stick her face in there for pets. Pearl gets jealous when I'm doing other things like streaming and therefore will jump up on the desk for attention, as y'all just saw. Demon. I didn't mean to say it. It's just a Freudian slip. Overall, they're pretty good about it. But they definitely do. At one point, Pearl was doing this thing on the couch when I was knitting on the couch for a little bit, where if I had knitting in my lap and she couldn't sit in my lap, she'd go over and sit in Damien's lap and then glare at me. Fine, I'll get attention from Dad. I think you're still thinking of last night, Demon. I think you're correct. I think you may have a point there. Jacob, going back to your comment, I grew up as a dog person, so no, definitely don't hate you. I grew up with dogs, with dachshunds actually, and I do love dogs. I don't not like dogs. But Damien had a cat when we first started dating, the dirty girl, my step kitty. Um, and I liked her, but she didn't want anyone to touch her. She just wanted to hang out or play. So she was okay, but I was like, I would like something that's happy to see me at the end of the day. But we live a very cat lifestyle. We aren't always home all day. I mean, now we are, but when we were both working in an office, we were very in and out. Didn't always know when we would be home to feed the dogs or take them out. And we haven't really had a proper yard for a dog. So we live a very cat lifestyle, so we keep the cats. Also, then when I got Pearl, I trained her to basically be a dog. And then the baby cat is basically a dog already. They'll sit by the door when we come home. Like, they'll hear the garage open and then they'll come hang out with us. And they always want to be in the same room as us. Pearl sleeps on my pillow, like previous dogs that I've had. All she wants to do is curl up with me and sleep, which is super cute. So you can train them to be more personable or more aloof to a degree, and then the rest of it is just finding a cat with the personality that suits you. The hairless cat is the only cat that I might be able to have since you're so allergic to cats. That's fair. No, that's not true. There is there is another breed of cats that are not hairless. They're just very short-haired, and their hair is very curly, but they have a very similar look. I cannot remember what their name is, but they are also hyperallergenic. But yeah, I could see where being allergic to an animal would definitely dissuade you from that animal. Cats do blink to show love, but it's a very slow blink. But when I've done it to my cat, they do a double take. Aww. No, we call them kitty kisses, and we do it to the cats all the time, and they do it back, and it's the most gratifying thing ever. I will never forget the last time we took a vacation. We were gone for a week, a little over a week, and my mom would come over once a day and feed the cats and try and play with them for a bit and make sure that they were okay. And when we came home, my cat, Pearl, was sitting in the chair across the room, and I came in and I walked over to her and I looked at her and I gave her the biggest kitty kiss, and then she did it back and then stretched and came over, and it was the most adorable thing, and then I cried. Grandparents had a lot of goats, cows, pigs, cats, dogs. The local school would bring kids there. Had a zoo of animals. That's fun. My grandmother always had cats, but they were always outside. They were always farm cats, or really barn cats. Growing up in Ohio. And as they got older, they'd usually like come in for like an hour and hang out, especially if the weather was gross outside. And then after that, they'd be like, nope, time to go. And there was one cat who would specifically walk around to the side where Grandpa's chair was and would double check. And as long as Grandpa was sitting in the window or sitting in the chair, she'd scratch at the window, come in, sit with Grandpa for exactly 45 minutes, and then ask to be let out. Every evening. It was adorable. They were always found cats. Well, I guess another cat found us last night. You want to come see the new one? My grandma would always get so mad because they'd always poop in her flower bed. She's like, I don't mind the fertilizer. I mind when I'm trying to dig up my bulbs and I just keep digging up fossilized cat poo instead. You're obsessed with Cruella de Vil. I even studied fashion design, and in my last collection, I did high school and you did high-end women's wear, slightly based around her. And once I graduated, I came home to a cute little Dalmatian puppy. That's adorable. I assume you've seen the new movie. I thought it was fabulous. I wish they had marketed it as more of a Devil Wears Prada heist film. I would have definitely been way more excited to see it, but I thought it was, apart from the terrible CGI Dalmatians, I feel like it was amazing. The fashion was incredible. It was top notch. I thought the whole movie was delightful. If you guys are on the fence about it, I highly recommend going to see it. It is much better than you think it's going to be. And Emma Stone is amazing, as always. The new movie was great, yes. The garbage truck dress, yes. The whole presentation of it. Everything gets presented. And then Emma Thompson is just absolutely stunning. Did not know I would like it as much as I did. Yes, exactly. I wanted to see it. I was interested. I like Cruella. Okay, let's see what this is about. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what? Can people not know how to cut together promos anymore? Like, the trailers just don't do it justice. Although it is, looking back on it, it is very hard to create a trailer for that movie without spoiling anything. So I do appreciate that nothing was spoiled. I felt the exact same way about the Loki trailers versus Loki. Has anyone seen that? Without spoiling anything, has anyone seen the new Loki TV show on Disney Plus? The first episode dropped, and I thought it was delightful. And all of the footage from the trailers was from like the first 5 minutes. So nothing was spoiled by watching it, and it goes in a completely different direction than you think it's going to, and highly intriguing. Cannot wait for the next episode. Not hyped up like it should have been, yeah. I mean, it was hyped up, but I feel like all the trailers didn't do it justice. Because you think it's just another Disney movie about a villain, and it's just another origin story, and you already know how it ends, but so much more than that. I am also super obsessed with the stylization of the of Loki for the deep 70s but not vibe. I enjoy that very much. Seen Loki but want to go back and watch it again? Yeah, I think I am gonna watch it again this week. There was just so much. It was so good. I think Disney content lately has really gotten back to a better story focus instead of, isn't this animation cool? aren't these songs catchy? I think their story focus for like the new Marvel stuff that's been coming out, for Cruella, is just amazing. The writing is so much better than it used to be. And I'm really impressed with them lately. I wish Star Wars would catch up. They've already announced a second film for Cruella. Really? Really? Hmm. Look that up. Haven't seen Loki. What's about? Okay, so it's a Marvel, so it's about Loki from Thor, and it picks up. I don't know if you've seen Avengers Endgame, but the part where they go back to try and steal the Tesseract, and Loki takes it and disappears. The TV show picks up literally at that moment, and then goes from there. Is very good. Yes, I have Disney Plus, Bash. At some point we'll probably do a we were doing Mandalorian Mondays, but they weren't getting a lot of folks in, and Mondays aren't great for me. So I think we're gonna have to move it. But I am gonna go back to streaming some TV shows on Discord when I'm not streaming. Maybe we'll change it to like after stream we'll watch like an episode or something. Or maybe we'll do it like at the beginning, like the break between when I'm working and when I go live. I haven't decided. We'll figure something out. We've watched movies before. I did not see much about both, but I have TV from the net. Philo 60. I don't know if that. But 15 a month can't be beat. Can't be beat. I've heard the Loki show compared to Doctor Who. I could see that. I'm very interested to see what direction they take it, because they, of course, the first episode just lays the groundwork for it. So you have a setup, you have character development, you have a whole new world concept department thing introduced. And then you have a whole week to ruminate about what direction they may or may not be going in. It is very much like WandaVision though, because WandaVision picks up right after Avengers Endgame 2. As well, I should say. So I do like how they're exploring these. I only know Thor mainly because I live near Chris Hemsworth. That's fair. I mean, he was in the first Thor movie, Loki. I just really like the Norse. I like that the Norse mythology was added to Marvel. I like that those worlds collide and combined, and I find it very fascinating and delightful. That's a good point, though. I didn't really think about Doctor Who vibes, but I could see that. I could definitely see that. But again, I'm interested to see what direction they're taking it in. Now Loki's in this situation. Definitely has eyes opened to a larger world. What next? It is also all only leading up to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and I am so stinking excited for that. Also to the Marvel What If series, because I remember reading those one-offs as a kid. All those fun, weird comic book specials. I've heard Endgame is good, but it's just not my thing. That's fair. I mean, they do kind of give a summary, so you don't really have to know it or have seen it, but it is, if you haven't seen Endgame and you want to, it will be a slight spoiler for Endgame. Or pieces of Endgame, I should say. And it will definitely make more sense if you have seen all of the Marvel movies. Because they do go in order and they do build off of each other so much. But I do think they also do a pretty good job of recapping anything you might have forgotten or might have missed to an extent, without making it seem like a recap, which is always the hardest part of exposition. Just watch the TOS for Twitch. Don't want to see you lose stream. Ask Steven to look into that. Huh? Oh, no. We stream it on Discord. We don't stream it on Twitch. So because it's on Discord and there's no recording of it, it is okay. We do not put it on Twitch streaming. Because you are correct. It is copywritten. So I can broadcast it for a public if I'm not making anything monetarily off of it. Because Discord has nothing to do with monetary, but Twitch does. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate that, but we have looked into it. We stream it on my Discord. And if you are part of the Discord, I'll often do an at everyone when we're going live with an event like that. That's what we did. Was it last Saturday? No, 2 Saturdays ago. We did My Neighbor Totoro as a Discord movie afternoon. So if you tune in live, you can watch it, but there's no way to go back and see it. You really can't record it off of Discord unless you have a software. And it's just for fun. Just for fun, not for monies. We often do a movie, usually on average about once a month. We did White Christmas around Christmas time. We've done Clue. We've done Fanboys. I think The Princess Bride is our next movie night. Or movie afternoon, I should say. I usually try and do them on Saturday afternoons so the international team can watch. International crew can see. I want chocolate. Lemming, I know you're trying to eat healthy. So I want to be like, don't do it. But the rest of me is just like, grr, then go get chocolate. If you want chocolate, go have some chocolate. I think I'm on Damien's. We'll look for yours. Let me go ahead and add you. Or throw out a link. Excuse me. And a burp, apparently. There you go. We were doing Mandalorian Mondays there for a bit, so everyone could watch it. But again, Mondays did not really work out well for me. And did not appear to work out as well for everyone else because we didn't have a ton of attendance, which is fine. I mean, if I say I'm doing something, I usually am throwing it up because I'm rewatching it. And if y'all want to join me, that's fun too. But I want to do more of, if I'm just sitting around watching TV, I will be streaming it so you guys could also see it if you don't have Netflix or you are international. Because I know we get a lot of stuff in the US, you guys don't, and vice versa. I have to get dressed then. Oh. I forgot it's so late for you. I keep thinking it's like 5 or 6, but I'm sure it's later for you by now. Twitch is owned by Amazon, so you stream Amazon Prime movies? Yes. That's how we watched Clue. We did a Amazon Prime watch party. So any movie or TV show that's on Amazon Prime, I can stream on Twitch as a watch party. But the problem is that you, in order to participate or to view it, you also have to be an Amazon Prime member. So if I stream it, you can see me and you can see me talking and you can see chat. But if you're not a Prime member, the video will just be black for you. And it doesn't always work with international teams. Because if it's on like Twitch Prime, if it's on Prime Video in the US, but it's not on Prime Video in Canada, then you can't watch it. Because it's regional. So a lot of it'll say when I go to watch a movie, it'll say like widely available or limited availability to try and steer you towards movies or TV shows that it would like you to stream. So we have also been doing, when I do something like that, I will also broadcast it in the Discord for the international crew, or the non-Prime crew. Of course, the caveat to that is I can't advertise that in this, or I shouldn't advertise that in the stream, because Twitch doesn't like it when you do that. But I can say, at everyone, if this doesn't work for you in my Discord, come over here in the Discord. So I try to make it so it is, this channel is not pay to play. Do I love your support? Of course. Do I kind of need your support to do some things? Absolutely. You know, any upgrades to the stream or anything that we do all comes out of the funding that you guys give me. So any bits or subs or revenue from ads all gets put back into the stream. That's how we get new games. That's how we got our new microphone. That's how we will eventually get a new web camera and a new keyboard. But I never want being financially able to contribute to be a factor of being able to participate in the stream. Because I watch 100 Twitch channels. I can't monetarily participate in all of them. And that's not fair to ask you guys to say, well, if you want to hang out, you have to give me money. And what do you mean? Lemming, you're adorable. Thank you for the biddies. Hugo, hello. Can you get the Discord link? Absolutely. Let me throw it up again. Yeah, so that announcements channel, when I do at everyone, that's where we'll announce like upcoming, if we schedule it like upcoming movies, or if I say at everyone, hey, in 15 minutes, I'm going to be watching this movie or this show, come join, or we're going live, or I'm going to be on this channel kind of thing. That's what those announcements are for. I'll usually try and do the same thing in my Twitter, if you guys prefer Twitter as well, are the two places to get channel announcements. Not that it all happens terribly often, but when it does, that's how it goes down. But yeah, last stream, we were talking about how I needed a new keyboard. I will need a new keyboard soon. I'm trying to plan ahead. I was thinking it would be fun to do a keyboard build. You're following me on the gram? I need to post on Instagram a lot more. But I don't post a ton of stream notifications on Discord or on Instagram. I like leaving that for more the crafty cat aspect, but I also don't post nearly as much as I should. I'm not flirting. Jacob, first of all, I don't think you're flirting. Second of all, I'm married, so it's fine. So you could flirt, but it wouldn't really do you any good. Also, we are not each other's type. As established. You're fine, my dude. You're adorable. I love you. No, you guys are also chill. I absolutely adore it. You guys are some of the best people on Twitch. Thank goodness. Y'all were a bunch of trolls. I don't know how I'd cope. There'd be a lot more whiskey in this coffee. Actually, you know what? Real fast, while we're talking and planning, let's just pick a day for our next movie day. Let me pull up the calendar. The gaming household calendar. Secrets are hidden. Okay, good. So let's see. So today obviously won't work. The 19th, we're doing a knit night in the evening. A craft night, I should say, in the Discord. Next Saturday. So let's do Saturday the 26th. Next week, it is in theory brunch time. So mimosa? Are we gonna do mimosas and Fall Guy next week? Because I'm super down, Lemming. We can make this happen. We have the technology. I'm down. Beans and mimosa. Done. Okay. You just need to let me know when is a good time for you for it to start. And I will adjust stream before or after accordingly. Excellent. Okay. So next Saturday is hanging out with Lemming and craft night in the Discord. The following Saturday, June 26th, we are going to do The Princess Bride at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Done. Okay. Princess Bride. Discord movie. Done. Done and done. That will be from, we'll say, 2 p.m.-ish to 4 p.m. Perfect. Hype. Excellent. Excellent. Same time as you normally start on Saturdays. I'll set an alarm. Okay, perfect. So 9:30, we will start off with some Fall Guys and mimosas and go until we feel silly. And then maybe it'll just be all day. That's cool too. All right, cool. All right, done. Yes. Yes. Hugo, thank you for the 100 biddies. I appreciate that. Floof to foot sock on mimosa. Well, we'll start off with Fall Guys, and we'll just go until you get tired and need dinner, or we're just silly, and then we'll probably switch to a little bit of spinning and then call it a day. It'll be very nice. I can't wait. Can't wait. I will put everything on hold for you, Lemming. This is a date. A date. Hang on. Let's look on the Discord. And okay, so we have our movie is on the official gaming household calendar. Let's add it to the Discord. As an announcement. Nope, schedule. There we go. Upcoming event. We can delete this. It's not an upcoming event. Bash, thank you for the 100 biddies. This is for putting up with Damien's insane spicy sucker. Yes, for those of you who don't know, Damien's Gaming is my husband. Last night, I hung out in his channel. He is currently being forced to endure the world's hottest lollipop, and it's disgusting. Just disgusting. All right, delete old things. Okay, here we go. Mark your calendars. Our next movie, no, our next Discord movie will be The Princess Bride on Saturday, June 26th at starting at 2 p.m. US EDT, Eastern Daylight Time. Perfect. Your wife has been flirting with me. Thought you should know. Bash, is your wife on stream? That's all right. When Damien's streaming, he's like, everyone go check out my wife. And I'm like, there it is. Nailed it. All right. Announced in the Discord. Put a GIF in. Princess Bride. There we go. Get used to disappointment. That's the perfect GIF. Mimosas, you don't have to tell me twice. Lemming, I have a bottle of Prosecco downstairs, and now I will just put your label on it. Not my wife. No, Bash and I have nothing to do with each other. We just stalk each other in the same channels. You guys are ridiculous and I love you. Okay, done. In the Discord. It's official. On the calendar. Movie night is decided. I also need to talk to Scott. He and I are planning something. All right. That's good. That's good. I think that concludes our business here. That. All right, we're good. We're good. Thank you for putting up with my madness. All right, back to spinning. You watched that not too long ago. It's kind of cute. Scott had desperately wanted to watch it, and I love it. And it is a fun movie for everyone. You finished a dress. Of course I want to see. Heck yeah, throw that puppy up. Back to the Discord, because of course I closed it. Let's see, let's go ahead and sock madness. Cat is snoring. All right, we'll check back in a hot minute. There's no rush, Jacob. Boy, but I always want to see what you guys are working on. Didn't Demon try to kiss you right after taking the spicy lollipop? And what was it like? No, well, he joked about it. He did not. So it was like nothing. Because it did not happen. He would not do that to me. I hope. It's also like how he doesn't kiss me after he has a cigar. Because I love the smell of cigars while they're being smoked. And I have enjoyed several cigars myself. But I do not want stanky, stale cigar breath kisses. Thank you. if you guys can hear this. My cat is on the floor snoring because her nose is all stuffy. She has allergies. Oh. Damien just made it funny, but y'all couldn't hear it, so it'll just be my private joke. I win. Um, let's see. Oh, I was trying to figure out what I was going to knit on today for Dungeons and Dragons. That's what we were talking about. My stomach hurts from laughing the other night. You mean your abs hurt from laughing the other night? Your diaphragm and your abs. Your stomach is not a muscle. That was funny. Damien, do you have any clips from your what's this episode? Do you want to throw up? Posted, heck yeah. All right, let me adjust the tension on this real fast. That's better. All right. It was white, but it looked too bridal, so I hand dyed it pink. Oh my gosh, you made this? This is okay, hang up. Hold on, guys. This is amazing. There we go. This is delightful. And it has pockets. I don't know why that's the first thing I think of. That's so good. And I absolutely love the color on this. Good job, my dude. Congrats. And now for something completely not completely different. This is a clip. The guys.
Give me your hand. Let's grab each other's hands. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Actually, we got this. How do you get off that thing?
They were all playing Fall Flat, and it was delightful.
No. Hit the button. Oh, no. 13. Hit the button. Oh, no. No, no.
It was just constant laughter the other night. It was real good.
I'm here.
Hang on. I'll save you guys.
Yeah.
This bit
Somebody clip that.
was the best. This was my favorite section.
Hang on. I'll save you guys.
Yeah.
No.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that.
There you go. That is my husband and all of his friends. It's usually after streams like that I'm like, do you ever just have those moments where you're, because he's a full-time streamer. But I was like, do you ever just have those moments where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing for a living, but it seems like it's working. It seems like a lot of fun. The game is great. Didn't you participate? No. And that was the boys. That was the boys on 13 Disciples channel. Damien, do you have a link to that VOD for 13? If people want to go check that out. Well, I guess you could click the link and go to 13's channel because those are clips from his channel. So that is the What Now team, the World of Tanks Now team. On an off night, instead of doing an episode of What Now, they did a new thing called What's This, where they do other games that are not World of Tanks related. And Archie TV joined them. And all hung out, and it was delightful. You're uploading it to your highlights section? Okay, if you have a link, please feel free to post when you have it. So they all take turns hosting on each other's channels. But it is the same show brand thing. So it was on 13 Disciples channel. It's also on Talk to Me Goose's channel. It's also on Damien's Gaming's channels. Mom put me into sewing when I was around 5, and she's like, I think Jacob might be gay. I know, sewing. She was correct. I mean, just because you're gay doesn't necessarily mean that they're combined. In your case, yes, the stereotype did seem to turn out correct. But my dad did a lot of cross-stitching. When he, right after college, he cross-stitched a bunch of, a series of little cottage scenes and then put them all in matching frames. And there's like 3 or 4 of them in a row that he did that my parents still have up in the dining room. Dress took you a whole month? Dude, I believe it. I've seen others play and it's always fun. Yes. Well, and then they got so giggly that everything was funny. But when you were watching, you couldn't help but also laugh. So it was just laughing for 4 hours straight. It was a pretty fun time. It was pretty okay. Install a new radiator. D-Moon, good luck. Godspeed. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. We're just hanging out a little bit. Mindy Knits, hello! How is it going? I believe congratulations for getting to affiliate is in order, if I'm not mistaken. We're just hanging out, spinning some yarn. It's a very chill day today. If anyone hanging out with us has any questions about what the heck I'm doing or questions about spinning or knitting, please feel free to ask them at any time, as always. Basically every stream is an Ask Me Anything. You are quite welcome. How are you, my dear? I believe you've been knitting on... let me double check. You've been knitting on a baby blanket? This is the problem with watching too many people. No, you've been doing the cowl. You've been doing the cowl. I remember now. All right. Heck yeah. In that beautiful... No, you have been doing the baby blanket. Okay, both. Doing both. Nailed it. Okay. Yes. You love my socks? Yes, I did make my... I hand knit my socks. Here we go. Oh. This is the Ambrosia pattern by Ann Budd. Don't mind the cat hair on the bottom of them. And then it's in a micro striping yarn, so it is just a bananas color. That's my sock. Do electric cars have radiators? No. Unless they're a hybrid. Generally not. Although I don't know if their air conditioning system has something else to go with it. Sergeant Pike, hello. I'm late again, as usual. A wizard is never late nor early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Thank you, Mindy. I appreciate that. Yeah, spinning. I love spinning, but it always makes my feet cold because I'm basically sitting in front of a giant foot fan. And I don't have to worry about any weirdos coming in to look at my feet. Or at how badly my feet need a pedicure, for that matter, either. Sergeant Pike, how's it going, my dude? I hope you're having a nice weekend. Another question, have you or Damien considered getting an e-scooter? They're becoming popular. I really wanted one in college. I desperately wanted like a Vespa. So bad. But no. I did not purchase one and we will not be getting one. Florida weather does not leave good things for transportation. Especially in the summer when you'd think you'd want to use one, it's a high probability of rain at any given moment. Also, everything is really far away where we live. Like, nothing is together, so I don't really know when we would use it. And now we both work from home, so we don't go anywhere. But, like, I couldn't take it to work because I have to take the expressway to work. Unless I want to take an extra half an hour to go the long way around. And as far as just taking like a Sunday drive thing, Damien's been wanting a motorcycle, so we're more likely to just get a motorcycle than we are to get a scooter. But they are popular, and if you are in an area where everything is close together, they're really nice. But no, we have not. It's not for me. Not for me. And that's fine. What are you spinning on? You've wanted to get into spinning, but want to learn as much as you can before buying a wheel. Heck yeah. I saw people spinning on Twitch, and that's how I got sucked in. Mindy, if you do !wheel, WHEEL, you'll see the wheel that I'm using. It's definitely a budget wheel. It's made of the pressed wood instead of solid wood. It's like the IKEA of spinning wheels, essentially. But it does come with a built-in Lazy Kate for plying, which is very delightful. If you're thinking about getting started in knitting, I highly recommend getting a drop spindle. You can get a regular drop spindle. You can get... Oh, I have a tissue. Hang on. You can get a regular, a top whirl drop spindle, or you can get a bottom whirl drop spindle. The one that I used was a Turkish spindle, which is much easier to kind of stop and start, because when you set it down on the floor, it stops spinning, so you don't lose all of your twist. And it can stand upright if you need to take a break, which is also quite nice. But I recommend getting a spindle and trying it out. It's a blast. I spindle spun for a year before I started looking into getting a wheel, and this is the one that I got. I also recommend, if you have a local yarn store that sells spinning wheels or can go to a fiber festival, to go and do that and just sit down and pedal at a wheel to see how it feels before you make any purchases. Unfortunately, I did not know anyone or of anywhere nearly close by enough without having to drive 2 or more hours to try it out before I purchased anything. And I could not afford a solid wood wheel, so this was my option. But I absolutely adore my little wheel. I love it. Just posted a funny in general just for you. You thought of it and you couldn't help but think of me. Why was he? What does he? Mage, you know me so well. Hang on, let me pause it. This is so good. Okay, hang on. No, I know. I get it. All right, here we go. Volume up. Music off.
I literally can't stop videoing this. It's making my heart so happy right now. Ah!
It's got a giant googly eye on
I
it.
literally can't stop videoing this. It's making my heart so happy right now. Ah!
I have no words. That might as well have been me in the video. It's delightful. We put giant googly eyes on our Roomba, and it never ceases to be delightful. It's delightful. You've always wanted to go to a fiber festival, so good excuse to go. Yes. We don't really have fiber festivals near us, unfortunately, so turns out people don't think that a lot of knitting happens in Florida. They're wrong. But we don't get a lot of foot traffic. You guys must be saving huge in car gasoline costs. Bash, yes. When I am working in an office for Disney, it's a 20-minute drive. And I only have to fill up on gas like every 2 weeks. But for a time, Damien and I were both working downtown, and that is an hour plus or 45-minute plus drive to, and then an hour 45, usually an hour home. And that was the worst. But now we both work from home, so that works out great. I love you too, Mage. That was the perfect video. Thank you. That was delightful. I also really like, we were talking about Dungeons and Dragons earlier. I don't know if you guys have seen this picture. This picture started it all. Oh no! Okay, we're back. Okay. Oh. I hit the Windows key instead of the Control key, and everything almost died. Which is why you need a new keyboard. Guys. Rah! This is the picture that started my obsession with googly eyes. Here we go. This is the picture that started it all. They're fighting a beholder, which has eyeballs on the ends of all of the little stalks. And the different eyes have different terrible effects, and it's the worst. But, this picture has my heart. And really defines me as a person. And I appreciate it so stinking much. One of my favorite pictures on the internet. And yeah, so that video you posted, Mage, speaks to my heart in ways you don't even know. You don't even know. It is, it's a beholder. It's on the front of the monster manual. That defines you as a person? Suddenly I'm concerned. Bash. It's fine. Hey, Umber Hulk, how's it going? Yes, serious, but not too serious. I think is the moral of that story. Not too serious. Close out 6 million tabs. Oh, Geek and Sundry is streaming the E3 that you were talking about. Whichever one of you mentioned it. That's too far away ago. I think it was Bearded Otter, but I do not remember. Maybe we'll raid them if you guys want to see the update, the E3 update. A little bit. Not done yet. We are not going to finish this ply today, though. Generally takes 2 streams for a full ply. We have figured out thus far. Also, by then, my hands and my arms break. You do not realize how much Popeye arm muscle spinning uses. Right in here, these tendons. Oh, Mindy Knits, that is also my advice. Whenever you start knitting or spinning, do not spin for more than 15 minutes at a time. You will think you will be fine. The next day, your arms will be sore. It will be fun. You will want to keep going. You will need to take rests. But that could be also true of all hobbies. Umber Hulk, you sent me a link. I think it was you. In the Discord, but the link didn't work. So I'll be happy to look at it after stream if you want to resend it. Pretty please. Oh, Bash, it was you. Okay. You'll have to leave it too. We will not be streaming until 2. We'll probably go another 20 minutes. And then I'll ask you guys who you want to raid. I'm still working on it. Okay. No. There's no rush. There's no rush, my dude. I just wanted to let you know. You had asked me to look at it, but it didn't work. So whenever you are ready, please resend the link. And I will be happy to assist to the best of my ability. Also, the internet seems like an awful large thing to lose. I hope you found it. I think that's all I have to chat about today, guys. I don't think we've really. I think we've covered all the news that's fit to print. We're still gonna be doing some Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild streams during the week. Thursday might be a knitting stream. We'll see how that goes. Or actually Thursday will probably be a spinning stream since we'll be hanging out and playing Fall Guys with Lemming on next Saturday. It's going to be delightful. That game was falling flat. I think it's fall flat, but yes. Remember you play characters that behave like children? They all look drunk. They all look wobbly and they're drunk. And the game mechanics are very smart, but very simple. It's a extremely well thought through game. But yes, that was them over on 13 Disciples channel if you want to check it out, Bash. And then I think Damien and, well, at least Damien, I don't know if Goose has gotten that far yet. We'll be putting highlights on their channel as well. But so every other Thursday they do their show Watt Now for World of Tanks now, because they all stream World of Tanks. And then on Thursdays that are off from that, they are going to do a new show called What's This, where they play any game but World of Tanks together. What now and what's this? Or as I now like to refer to the whole thing, what's this now? Oh, Damien, is that the VOD? The highlight? There you go, Bash. You can check it out. He actually rated them on Thursday because it sounded too funny to miss. And it wasn't stinky old World of Tanks, so I allowed it. Oh, it's twisted. Here we go. Just pull it here. Finish spinning this bit. And we'll call it a day. That'll work out perfect. Perfection, because by then I'll be hungry and I'll read someone. Anybody got fancy plans this weekend? Oh, Mindy, you said you lost your internet. I thought you were Umber Hulk. You guys are the same color. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're back. I was teasing Umber Hulk because he's sassy. Hey, Damien, can you give me a shout out from Mindy Knits? If you guys aren't following Mindy, we rated her last week, Twitch's newest affiliate knitting streamer. Go say hello. Check her out. Hang out. She hangs out. She knits. She chats. It's all the lovely things. You'll like it. I often lurk in that stream. I lurk in most streams I watch. It's great. Go say hi. Stinky old world of tanks. Isn't that sacrilege? Not here. I am not a World of Tanks fan. Like this song. Sounds like trudging through snow. Indy, you are most welcome, my dear. Most of us enjoy a good hangout knit stream. The rest of us are just here because I'm an internet troll, and that's fun too. And that's fun too. You know what? I said I wasn't going to start another project. I think I am going to start another project for Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Thought you were someone else. How rude. No, I was giving her all sorts of... I was giving her crap because she said that she lost her internet. And I thought it was you. And I was like, your refrigerator's running. Guess you better go catch it. An internet's a huge thing to lose. And then I realized Mindy said it. And I was like, oh no, we like her. I don't want to give her sass. I don't know her as well as I know Umber Hulk. I didn't say anything to Umber Hulk. Y'all are the same color on my screen. I got confused. Clearly, I need more whiskey in this coffee. Time to get ready for the pool party. Mage, thanks for hanging out. I hope the pool party is a ton of fun. I will catch you later this week for your streams. Enjoy, my dear. Wear some sunscreen. If you lose your internet, you would dance a jig. There is nothing better than being at work and being like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. The internet's out. System outage days were my favorite days. At the old job. That was stinky and I hated. I will take all the sass. It's totally fine. Good. Because it only gets sassier from here on this channel. Sass levels are extremely high here. I remember the days when Damien played Cities and you used to sneak in when he was away and mess things up. Oh, that's true. Damien used to stream City Skylines. Only City Skylines for a time. And before he got back into World of Tanks. And when he would go downstairs to make a drink or to the bathroom on his break, I would sneak in and I would rename buildings. I think the best one was I renamed the lumber yard the whorehouse yard. The whore yard? I would pick multiple houses to be my house. Stacy's house. Stacy's house of stash. Just hiding yarn here. Multiple names of which Damien never noticed or went back to find. If I don't wear sunscreen, I'll be crispier than a piece of bacon. You and me both. All of it will peel off and we'll never get any tanner, just more gross. Then my family wouldn't bother me so much. Are you sure, Umber Hulk? No one would be like, I'm bored. now I'm just like, the internet's out. Well, guess I better go take a nap. Yeah. Good. Is there any way you can sabotage this World of Tanks when he's away? No, not without seriously screwing up a bunch of his settings. It was funny in cities because it wouldn't affect anything. I could just go in, sneak in, and rename some stuff, and none of the settings are changed. And half the time, he didn't even know I did it. So that was nice. But there's not really a way to do that in World of Tanks without screwing stuff up. And the object wasn't to screw stuff up; it was to sneak in and just troll him. I mean, if I wanted to, I could screw up that kid's stream in a heartbeat, but it would be a real dick thing to do. Don't tase the people we love, remember? They would, but then they would have to call or text, and I could turn my phone off. That's fair. Only boring people are bored. Do you guys hear that? My stomach is like, it is lunchtime. There's some tuna salad downstairs with my name on it, and I cannot wait. So we're gonna finish up this bit of fluff, and then we are going to raid someone. So, do you guys want... We can raid Geek and Sundry for the E3 live stream if you guys are invested in the Ubisoft Gearbox and more update. If you guys... Excuse me. My burps today. You guys are looking for some gaming fun, we can go hang out with Phoenix Ashes. She's doing a variety day. Right now she's playing Ailcon? Or if you're looking at hanging out for more fibery goodness, Rogue Knitter is doing... Right now she's knitting socks. Earlier she did a bit of a fiber haul, and then later she always does sock Saturday, or snake Saturday, where she shows off her pet snakes. Lemming, good luck on your chocolate run. I hope you get all the goods. All the goods. Alright, so do you guys want to see a gaming update, a gamer, or more crafting? Are your 3 options? Let me know what you want to see. Otherwise, we're gonna just go say hi to Rogue. After all your other medical issues from earlier this year, your doc decided you should join the zombies affected by COVID and gave the vaccine shot yesterday. Good! Congrats on Verhulk. Damien's getting his first vaccine update, or his first vaccine shot on Thursday. We were finally able to get him in and scheduled. So he'll be doing that Thursday afternoon, and then you can ask him how the government makes him feel on his stream Thursday night. I was very lucky I got mine through Disney. They were, if you are a Disney employee, you can get it through health services. And the whole thing took 20 minutes both times I went, and I could make an appointment, and it was delightful. But here in town, everything for shots has been booked up, which is great. It's a good sign to see. that it's still hard to get your vaccine and that people are still getting vaccinated and that appointments are filling up. But I will be much happier when we can get the stink kid vaccinated. Because then I can't accidentally give him cooties when I go outside. Because right now I still have to wear a mask everywhere because I don't want to bring anything home to Damien. And it is too hot in Florida for masks. Alright guys, here we go. We're gonna go raid Rogue Knitter. She's hanging out. She's knitting on some socks. There are going to be snakes. So if you're not a snake fan, I apologize. She will give you a very noticeable warning before she starts playing with danger noodles, if that's not your thing. The nope ropes. Alright, we're just gonna twist this up here. What that does is it just kind of keeps, it locks that twist in so it doesn't start unraveling and going bananas. Real good progress. Out of that giant pile of floof, we have a little less than half. So we are doing great. We should be able to finish this spin up Thursday evening on stream. So that will be delightful.